Hi guys. So today we don't have anything new. We're just cleaning off my workbench. And I've got all these little pieces of leftover little scrap clays and stuff like that. So it's just going to be a day to maybe, I don't know, figure out what to do with them. Trying to see if there's any other colors over here. I've got really short canes and all kinds of stuff over there. I got this plug of, looks like a translucent purple. We'll set that out there. Alrighty, so I found this that I think I used for one of the heart flowers, but I made it wrong. And then I've got this plug of a pink, white, and red. I've got some yellow, I've got some green, I've got purple, I got blue. I don't know if I'm going to put it all into one kaleidoscope plane or make two here. Okay, so at least we got these. Yes, I could make, honestly, I could make another flower, like a red flower. I don't know if I like that pink in there. But I got a lot of flowers, so we'll see. How's that? Maybe we'll make a kaleidoscope cane with all the colors that are left over after a flower. I've got a bunch of these too. So maybe we'll just make a bunch of flowers here. So it's going to be like a non-thinking day. I am still working on decluttering, so I've got a lot of glass that I've had for, oh my gosh, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years when I had my glass shop. So I've actually started to go through some of it and get rid of it. I will never use all that glass in my lifetime. I do want to make some heart glass beads for Valentine's Day. You know, I don't know, guys. I might just be making a bunch of flowers today and then just throw all those up in my store. I don't want you guys to have to watch me make a bunch of flowers because it's pretty, you know, they're pretty easy to make. Got a nice little hole in that one. So, kind of interesting if you took a two-tone flower, but I don't think I'm going to get that brave. I'm still dealing with this crud. It has definitely been a long one. But I wanted to come in here and kind of clean up, and so we're kind of taking a working play date. I'm doing a little bit of both. So I'm just going to show you the flowers of what I'm going to end up making, but I probably won't make these with you again because they're pretty boring and you kind of know where I'm going with it. Alright. So actually, on my workbench, we're going to have, what would that look like in the middle? Yellow. No. And that pink is just way off. I do have a purple. Alright, so we'll probably do this as a flower. And again, I have this, but I'm only showing 5 of them. So I can do maybe another heart flower. Then I have these. And I don't even know what I used these with before. So again, it could be a flower. But it would be nice to have, I don't know, a little variation in the flower, like putting something in between the petals. So I've got this green leaf. I've got this blue, which no, that's not going to work. And then I've got this is dark blue. Okay, so we're going to put these aside. These were just going to make regular flowers. So let's see what we can do with this old stuff here. So we have 4 inches. So we might as well go to at least 5.5. So these are old, and they definitely need a lot of waking up, I guess. Because if you don't condition it a little bit, you'll end up cracking a lot of your clay. So I hope you guys are all well. I don't know, I know some of you are at how the weather is down on your end. We had rain, which wasn't much of anything, just a little bit of rain over the weekend. I know south of us in San Diego, there's a lot of areas that got really flooded out. But I know that on the 1st of February, I think through the 6th, we're supposed to have a whole week of rain. And that's never good. Especially in the desert, we're prone to flash floods. So hopefully we won't get any of those. Alright, so we got kind of 3 leaves right there. And we have another kind of leafy looking thing here. Now with these kind of long leaves, you can stretch out and manipulate them and change their direction. Since there's really no pattern into it, just an up and down one. So this one, because it's got a pattern, I'm going to leave this as is. And then I've got some pink. What the heck, right? That's what we're here for. Just taking whatever we got and throwing them into something. I wish I had another one of those. So I've got a pink like that, a pink like that. With some green, doesn't look too bad. This is some green and blue. Oops, I'm also working, so if I hear my printer go off, I'm going to have to kind of get up and change the print, but I think that was the last one on that side, so I'm going to leave it alone for now. Yeah, this one's really old. This is at least 3 or 4 months old. I've got a window on the right of me, so it gets a little really cold or really warm. And since it's winter, these dried out a lot faster than they normally do. And you can see where it's split. But that's perfect because it's split right where I need to cut it. Okay, so we got some of those. I don't remember. I just don't like that pink. So I want to save this purple for the inside of that flower. This is just a, I don't know what I use this one for, honestly. So I'm just going to thin it out. We'll get at least 3 pieces. This is always fun and irritating because you don't know what you're making, and it's fun because you usually get something pretty cool. Let's go a little longer. Okay, and then I've got this little, I think it was the starting of lace or something. So we're going to make 2 pieces out of this one. Just going to cut them in half. That's about a 1.5, but I need to take this end off. Okay. I don't know about this pink. It's like a Pepto-Bismol pink, and I don't like it. But it might be okay when it's all put together, because you're not really going to see it. See, I've even got more leaves right here. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting cane. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, since it's so big, I'm going to kind of flatten it and make it a little long. Maybe curve one edge and set it around another color. Like maybe this plug right here. What the heck? Okay, so we're just making a hole. Yeah, this is old too. And that could at least be our starting point. But this is translucent, so I don't know if we're going to be able to work with that one. I only have 1 piece of this. Okay, so I can wrap that around there. And now it's just figuring out basically where to put everything. All right, so we're going to put that right there, right? Ooh. All right, let's take this one. this one we're going to try and do the same thing and make it really tall. So we're just going to push in the ends and then pull it up. It's going to be a very busy cane. And I'll probably change it about 5 times before I settle on one. That kind of gets rid of all that white on the side. I'll put a green one right there. I don't think I'm going to do yellow and orange. These two are definitely no-goes. Alright, we're going to add we're just going to put some green over there so there's not so much green. So what happens if that becomes the end piece like that, all right? Alright, so we're going to make that towards the end. I don't know if I've got this in the right spot. And this, I'm going to try and connect this to this green. So I'm going to put that like that and let it set up just like that. Again, we have no clue what we're doing. And this is scrap clay. That would probably end up sitting in my closet with all the rest of the stuff, and I wouldn't know what to do with it. So, okay, so now I just want to bring this up. And I don't think I want this pink, but maybe you won't see it. I don't know if I like that at all. Still got one more of these. It's going to be a corner, and this is going to be triangle. What if I use this pink? As the end. I can stick this piece of black right there. All right, that might just change everything up. I know, it looks like a mess, doesn't it? It is a mess. Now, mind you, I'm going to shave some of this black down. We'll stop it about right there. And then maybe I can just throw the pink on top. Like that. And put a couple little blues over here. Do I have any more of those blues? Nope. Got a brown. That would look dumb. And I've got this yellow. I think we're going to wait on the yellow. Alright, let me go ahead and change my print real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got a couple of these. I don't know if I want to add them. I do want to get rid of them, but no, I think it's just going to be too much. I still have one more of these. Alright, let me stretch this one out. I really want to get rid of all of this, so I've got some gold here. Again, it's aggravating because you don't know what you're doing, but it's going to be interesting when you're done to see what comes out of total chaos, right? And if you look at it as a way as it's going to be scrap clay either way. So if it doesn't look good, then it's okay. Why I put it there, I don't know. I've got no reason. I think I'm going to take this one and I'm going to connect it from the bottom to there. So we're just going to put this all together. And I know when it's done, I'm going to tell you that I think it looks too busy. All right. Well, okay, now we're going to leave it alone. I do have a little bit of purple, so I might as well use these. It's a lot of green right here. So maybe I can break it up with a little bit of the purple. All right. Kind of like a little splash of purple there. And a splash of purple there. I kind of like that purple, so I'm going to see if I can do one more. This must have been... Oh, this was a heart flower that you guys did not see. I made another heart flower, and it had the heart in the middle. And those were... It came out okay. I wasn't really impressed with it, so I don't think you get to see the... Or you got to see the final version of that one. Which you're not missing out on a whole lot. I'm going to just set that right there. Alright, so now guys, now is where we just take it all together and squish it. And we pray for a good outcome, right? So I won't make you watch me reduce this. It's going to take me a while, and it's hard clay. I need something to go right here, because... no. I have 1, 2, 3... oh, what the heck. This is the one that's broke with a hole in it. So we're going to throw a little bit of red in there now. Doesn't have a hole in it anymore. I think we're going to put this right here. Alright, we're just going to do that. So we're going to have spots of colors everywhere here. But it might be easier for me to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this until we get a manageable size to cut. And then we'll come back and make our first slice and figure out if we just keep going or leave it alone. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so we're just going to cut this in half in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go a little longer. Okay, and as you can see, we got a lot of waste right there. So I'm going to try and pull it from the middle and just stretch it. So I think 2.5. Woohoo! Okay. Well, interesting to say the least. So now we have our choice. Okay, we could either put it together, don't like that. Now that looks kind of cool. You know what that looks like? Although it's pink, this kind of looks like it would be the ground, okay? And then you've got like this solid green, which is like mountains or something. And I don't know, these remind me of little bushes. Like, it's like a landscape scene. It's just weird. But that's what I get out of it. So, you could either cut it like that. Wow, that is really interesting. I'm going to take a... See, and this is where I struggle, is not knowing if I should just stop. Okay, and just make this one big triangle. Or if I just want to keep cutting down. So we're going to cut... We're going to cut these bad ends off, and I know that this isn't going to look perfect or anything like that, but I just want to try something out. Okay, so we're going to cut this off about right there, and just cut a little slice off of that. Okay, so if I leave it the way it is, and I know, yeah, this is really hard to gauge what I'm doing. And I'm also missing that little flower still. So I can literally cut this in half. Oy. Okay, I can put that in the center like that. I think what I'm afraid of is if I keep going, wow, it's just like a little scene. I don't know why. It's like flowers coming off a tree. There's your sky. Alright, so I know I want to make this into one piece. And you know me, I normally go into either a four-sided kaleidoscope or a six-sided. But right now, I think I'm just going to leave it like this, putting this together. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. But I also don't have to keep it, right? And I can sell it and let somebody else that has a vision for it make something. So we're going to at least get this to a manageable size. So I'm going to say, get this down to about 1 1/4. And then I'm either going to cut 6 slices off. Yeah, you know what? You can. All right, I'm going to leave it alone. Because if I wanted to, I can just cut 6 slices off of this, right? And make it into a cane, or I can just use it as a regular triangle. So let me go ahead and pause, reduce, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so we have this down to about 1 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in half. So about 3 inches. And I'm going to keep one of these halves at this size. Boy, that was a horrible cut. Okay. So that's that. Now if you wanted to, you could. Oh man. Isn't it sad when you get something you really, really like and then you're like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I could make something else with that. So I could either keep half of it on its own, which is probably what I'm going to do. And make one of them 6 inches. And make a kaleidoscope out of that, because that's going to look really pretty too. Okay, so I'm going to keep... See, when I make stuff, I don't use them that much. That's the hard part, is I really don't use them that much. So if I did a 1, 2... Wow, this would have to be brought down quite a bit, because I want at least 6 inches. So I'm going to take the shorter end, which I cut it perfectly. So there is really no shorter end, is there? And they both got about as much waste. So we're going to take this one. And again, you don't have to, because you can slice it on your own into 6 parts. But if you leave it big like that and you slice it, it's going to be extremely big. So this one I'm going to just bring down. And I get bored quickly, so I usually don't use a whole cane very often. I make 1 or 2 projects out of it if something comes into my mind. And then the rest is, like all the rest of my stuff, is all stored away. So I'm trying not to do that. So if I go inches instead of 1.5 inches, I would need 6 at the bare minimum. Or 10 inches if I want to make it into a kaleidoscope, I think. Well, no. Bare minimum would be 6 inches. But I'd only be working with 6-inch pieces. If I do 1.5, I need at least 9 inches. So this is where you're just constantly turning it, making sure your ends and your center are about even. I have to admit, when you use old clay and it's hard, it doesn't get all wonky on you. I mean, we've got pretty much the same size all the way through, which is kind of cool. But I don't cut off my ends very often because then the waste starts all over again. It seems like I seem to waste less by doing it this way. So where are we now? We're at 6 inches, so I could stop right here, right, and cut off the ends. Or I can go all the way to 9. Got a measuring tape stuck to my table here, and I just noticed it broke in half. So I might have to replace that. Alright, we really only have 2 inches to go. So I'm just going to take it all the way to 9. Or probably 10 inches, because I'm going to have to cut off the sides a little bit. But we're almost there. Alright, I'm going to take those little template makers. Yeah, these aren't very long. I think they only go to 8 inches, but just to make sure we're staying with a nice triangle here. My printer behind me has a beat. It's playing its own music today. Usually it sounds like an alien. Alright, so we are almost there. So now we're just going to make sure that we're pretty even on all the sides. And make sure that you're leaving room for any bad sides. I just lost my blade. Okay, this is the one that I pulled out. Yeah. I'd have to go a little more. Now that's got to come off. Yeah, I'm just checking the sides here, that's all, to see how even they are. Okay. So this side looks fine. So we're just going to stretch now. And I need to get a little bit more off of this side because I don't see that pink flower. Alright, so I think we got it. Okay, so now I'm going to get a better blade here. I have a million of them and then I lose them so quickly. Oh, here's a smaller one. I think this one's pretty new, so. And again, we're going to cut it 1.5. I'm a little off on that one, aren't I? It's 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So there's our little slices. And now we're going to put them all together. See, that end isn't quite ready, but that's okay. So we need the smaller one over here. This is actually pretty nice. I'm shocked. Again, you never know how it's going to go. It's just so fun to be able to take, you know, your old clay. Oh, wow, this is really, really turning out all right. You know, all kinds of funky colors, and it turns out all right. So this one, for some reason, isn't fitting up on the top very well. So sometimes you have to do one side at a time. And this, hoping I don't have to reduce it way too much. Okay, so you're just going to press everything in. Make sure it's all even. This is a little bigger than all the other ones. So we're just going to kind of push him down there. I'm going to cut this just a little bit. And of course, I threw the blade back in here. Okay, so this one's weird. It's not... Okay, this might look a little better. The gold line kind of stretched quite a bit on that side. I'm not sure what I did differently to that one. But... Alright, so now... going to reduce it one more time. It's too late to try and get that one to sit in, so that one I don't like to do by rolling it, because then you're going to have a whole lot more waste. And we are at exactly 1 1/4. So I'm just going to take it down to about 1 inch. Now, if you like that shape of the 6 parts, you can basically just grab, let's see where 1 is. You know, you can kind of flatten just a certain section at a time, and you can probably keep it in that shape. But we're going to go around here. And if I decide that I like it a whole lot, I've got that whole other side that I left as one piece. Okay. Just go a little more. Alrighty, so on this one, we're just a little bigger than 1 inch. Well, we're going to leave it, and we're going to try and slice this. I know it's probably soft now, so hopefully it doesn't do too much distortion, but we're going to try and slice that so you can see what it looks like. And of course, I just can't slice things. It's aggravating, but it's me. Alright, so there's our finished cane. So you can see where it kind of dug into a little bit. So that was that. And that was that. So now if I just want to cut 6 slices of these. Oh, you know what? I know. This is what happens when you start to think. I should be using the Lucy Clay slicer here, but I'm not. I'm just going to try and be mindful of what I'm doing. Cool earrings, but I can also use this as part of a trinket dish or something. That's why I'm cutting very thin slices, because then I can put it on something else and I'm not wasting the cane. Okay. So this is probably something that you'd want to put on a base. And I know most people put it on plastic, obviously, so you don't get a shiny side. But I don't think I have any paper in here. Oh, well, I do. I've got some sticky notes, so maybe we'll just put it on that. Hopefully it'll fit. This is where you want to kind of make sure that your edges are nice and straight here. Hopefully this will fit on here. Okay, well, and this is just me. If it doesn't stick, what you need to do is do 3 separate. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. That's just because this end right here is not sitting all the way down. So I'm going to put that back together. Oh, I'm so afraid to do this, guys, but I'm just going to put it straight on there. I know it's easier to move it around and not distort, which is why you should put it on paper. But I'm having a hard time doing that. And this is just a sample piece, right? So I'm not going to put too much stock in this one. Let's see how that... I just want that middle piece to fit and be straight up against that. See, and then you'd want to take this one honestly, I should have put this all on a bigger one, but I didn't. We're going to very carefully do this. Okay, so we want the blue on that side. So make sure you got a really good right angle triangle. And these pieces will fit a little better than mine are. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this last one. I'm going to put this one, I don't know, we'll see which side looks like it'll fit better on. And as you can see, this one's a little shorter. Okay, that's not going to work. This side fits it better. Yes. Sorry for that noise. It's like a chalkboard. Alright, so I have a little hole in the center, which I was trying to avoid. Alright, so now let's put it on some paper. Let me go grab some paper. Alright, let's finish this up. So I didn't press down too hard on this. Hopefully it'll come up, which of course it's not. That one I know I didn't press. So again, we're just going to lay that down. Let's try this one from the bigger end. Mm-hmm. See, that's got to go in between there. Wow, normally I don't have this many problems. But today, they're all giving me a really hard time. And because they don't stick, they like to move up all the time. I'll wait till we put it together, but I want to try and get that center piece a little farther down here. Okay, so that should just slide right into here. Should is the magic word. That's why, again, when I say it's really smart to make sure you've got your right angled triangles, this is why. It just makes it easier to put all this together. As you can see, it's there, but it's not. All right, we're going to do this one more time. And yep, we're going to basically pull it apart. I'm going to take this bottom and I'm going to stretch it. Fiona Abel Smith's so good at this. She just lays it all down and they all come out so perfectly. This is why I usually make kaleidoscope canes, because it just seems to be much easier. Okay, I'd rather have a little tiny spot on the bottom to have to fix than a huge one. So if it's got a little circle that's open, I think that's easier to fix. But I am going to stretch this just a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to lay that down now. Sorry guys, I thought this would be a little easier than it is, but not today. So basically now, I'm going to combine them all. Sorry for the dogs. Okay, I'm just going to reshape it. And I'm going to just try and push the bottom towards the center a little bit. I had a couple that were different thicknesses, just a little off, which I think probably contributed to the problems. Looks like I can feel it way up there. So it's this slice right here. right there. Okay, and then take a knitting needle. Oops, sorry about that. Oh well, this is the tool that I found, so this is the one I'm going to use. This is probably going to have to go over a solid piece because it's pretty much too thin to do anything with. Now, if you make your slices a little longer, and I mean don't reduce it too much, this would be a really pretty trinket dish. Alright, so now we're just going to come in. I'm going to square everything off. Alright, and that's what we got. Yeah, we got a little bit of a little hole, but that's okay because this is just a sample piece anyways. And there you go, with all that scrap clay that we had. So again, there is that. And there is it all put together. So, hope you guys like that. Thanks for watching. Hit a like if you like it, and don't hit not like, but if you don't like it, you can go ahead and hit don't like as well. So I'm going to take these canes, and I think I'm just going to make some flowers, and then I'll show them in the beginning of the next video or something. So you guys have a wonderful day. Keep warm, keep safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.